Okie dokie, welcome back. So, we're going to go with Shoot 'em Up, and we're going to go with the Commodore, which has gained more market share now, which is absolutely superb. I think market share is also influenced by the success of games on certain systems. I mean, it does make sense. I mean, after all, look at the Wii U today compared to the other next-gen consoles like the PS4 and the Xbox One. Yeah, pretty much. So that makes a lot of sense. It's nice that that's actually simulated. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Action shoot 'em up. I could be boring and call it Pew, but I'm gonna be interested and call it Pewpew. There we go. There was a trend for adventure games, but I'm not really that bothered. Even though that would probably help me out more than anything, I'm not really that bothered. I want to try and focus on giving as much information about these different types of games as possible, so that I can know how to do better next time. That's kind of the idea. Okay. What should we go for this? Shoot 'em up. Gameplay, graphics, sound. We probably don't need that very good UI. We probably will need a decent level design as well as a decent sound design, game writing, maybe a game engine as well. Let's go with that and see what happens. I'm hoping it's going to do well. We've got 1,948 units sold. That's not too bad. Really, what I'd really like to see with this is not the overall units sold if you've got two separate games on the market at the same time, but rather differentiate. That would be a bit better maybe, but that's just nitpicking at this point. Okay, so what we're going to have here. What's the current trend? It's still samurai. Okay, so we probably could have made the samurai one, but I'm not going to have a samurai shoot 'em up. That doesn't make sense. You can't even pick one anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's go with zombies. And we've called it Pewpew. Actually, we've called it Pewpew, haven't we? Let's just go with military or some stuff like that. Yeah, military. Military standard shooter. We don't need a decent story, so let's just go with a 4K story. Decent amount of violence, decent amount of explicit language, and some sexual content. There we go. Okay. Sweet. Robot games trend has died out. We might be very lucky and get the adventure game. I don't think we will though. It might not last that long. It's a very strong trend now, so it might last a wee bit longer because we're being strong. Oh, got a coffee here. I forgot about that. It's gonna be fucking freezing now though. This is actually probably the part of the game I hate the most, because especially when you get to the AAA titles, you do tend to wait quite a long time for these games to finish. This is why really it needs some sort of fast forward. And you know what, this is probably the time where I'd probably pause the video, so as that, you know, you're not going to be here sitting here watching me basically twiddle my thumbs. But that's all I can do, and OpenBook software doesn't have a fucking pause button, so that's great. But as you can see, Granny Turismo, apparently people wanted more explicit language and not so much sexual content, which makes sense. Makes sense indeed. But at least we're getting close. Okay. So this is a Pewpew game, military Pewpew game. So it makes sense that we find the military man, which should be there we go. Brilliant. Now, the one thing I haven't actually checked out about the game yet, obviously because I'm still learning about the game myself, even though I've had a good run previously, is whether it's actually got any modability or not. Which would be cool. Will definitely increase the lifespan of the game, especially if there was some mods that change the way the UI works. I'm gonna be quite honest. The UI is nice and all, but it seems really clunky sometimes, and it can seem a bit buggy. And I've actually had one case before where the UI has just gone absolutely apeshit while it's been trying to make a game, and the game's been stuck at 100%, and it will refuse to finish. Now, normally, if you want to cancel a game, you can click. Oh, you can't click there because it's telling me not to. Okay, I'll show you in a bit of the next game. But you can actually click there, and you can actually quit the game. Unfortunately, you wasn't able to do that because the game had like gone. So yeah. There's no similar game on the market at the moment for these types of games, so I might be greedy and stick at 25. No, because this is my first game in the genre. Let's keep it at 23. Keep it at the average is usually a really good idea. In general. We've got an entertaining action game. Sweet. What's the percentage? That might sell it a lot better, even though it's going to have sluggish controls. Undermine all of your actions. That's a shame. That's probably because the gameplay? Seriously? Wow. Okay. I think in future I'm just going to stick full gameplay on all my games. That should sort the problem out. But then again, it does make sense, I guess. So, yeah. Let's go with the game engine. Research. I do want to research the is that user interface, or no, it's AI. AI is pretty important as well, just even simple AI, so definitely want to get that as soon as possible. But again, I don't really want to get myself into a position where I'm going to be bankrupt, which I possibly can be. Actually, Pewpew is selling fairly well, so I'm actually going to risk it this once. And I'm also just going to save the game. I haven't actually saved yet. There we go. Brilliant. Let's see here, that's saved. There is an auto-save function as well, which is really nice. It is needed sometimes because even though the game doesn't really crash, I've never had it actually crash on me. There are still a few bugs even there. Doesn't feel as polished as some of the other games, but you know, the gameplay more than makes up for it. Really does. Okay, stop bouncing into walls. Use basic AI to create a sane game world. Sweet. So I suppose we could start a new project. We've actually got 25k now, so I'm actually happy about that. We basically made the money back. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is there a strong trend for anything? There's a strong trend for action platform games. I hate fucking platformers. The only platform I actually like is Terraria, but that's it. I suppose is that considered a platform game? I suppose it is. I suppose it is. But yeah, I absolutely despise platform games. So we need to find a fitting name for this game. Let's call it Crapform. There we go. Crapform game. Sweet. Okay, so we've actually gone to the point where we can actually change what videos we want. I mean, you can do that anyway, but from what I understand, it doesn't change how much it costs. It just changes how much time you spend on the game. So we're gonna go with that. Let's focus on, as you can see, we've now got AI and we've got UI. Well, we had UI before, and we've got scripting as well. Bloody hell, we've only got 6 points. Just tell you how many days it's gonna take. So obviously, the more points you put in, the more days it's gonna take. I probably didn't mention that previously, but yeah, I'm mentioning it now. So shut up. We probably don't need a decent UI for this. I mean, it's not that kind of game where you need a UI. Level design's probably going to be really important. Sound design maybe, possibly, and maybe sound. I think we'll go with that, and we'll see what happens. It's probably going to flop. I'm not a very I don't like platforms as this, so I don't know what it requires properly. Platform game with, what's the trend at the moment? It's robots. I'll tell you what, let's go for robots then. Is it a light trend or is it a strong? It's a light. That's fine now, we'll go with that. We'll have a bit of a decent story for this, you know. It kind of needs a decent story for a platformer. Violence, explicit language, sexual content. There we go. Sweet. Today, Sinclair released their new platform, the ZZ Spectrum. It is the successor to the ZZ81. It is Sinclair's answer to the Commodore VZ20, blah 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 blah. The Spectrum was actually my very first console when I was younger. I used to love the Spectrum. You don't get good games like them these days. I can't remember fucking games on the Spectrum. Them was the good old days. Okay, we don't have to worry about early access rubbish and stuff like that. Not saying early access is bad. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty good. But there's just so much negativity from people that don't understand how it works. You know, that's just the way it is. Okay, so we're actually selling quite a few units of this. I'm actually really happy we sold that much, although we're still back at 25k still. So 97%, wow. I think that's the best I've ever done, 97% on the pie chart. That's pretty damn insane. 5k. I think the my highest Metacritic score for a game was 89%. I've never got over 90. I know someone has got 100%. You can't save screenshots on this. The Steam overlay doesn't save. It doesn't support the Steam overlay for some bloody reason. Probably because it's not in OpenGL or anything like that, which is really weird. But yeah. I mean, it could very well be in OpenGL, but for some, I don't think it is, because Bandicam just won't clip onto it. It's very rare that a Bandicam doesn't clip onto an OpenGL game, OpenGL supported game. So yeah, this is a platformer. So what the fuck are we doing? Let's stick it on that. There we go. Sweet. And I've lost my trail of thought now. I forgot what I was talking about. I'm a dumbass. The PC! We all know what the PC is, don't we? Sweet. We'll probably be developing purely for the PC as well, for the most part, until we get access to probably publishing contracts and stuff like that, which is really important in this game, especially if you're in a position like where I am now. You don't have a lot of money and you can't seem to get a decent game. Accepting a publishing contract can really help you to try and maintain that income that you're going to need. Okay, content design or sound. Let's go with sound. Sound's usually pretty important in most games, so we'll definitely go with that. Okay, so Crapform is going for an average of $19. There's 2 similar games on the market. We can now have radio ads, which I don't actually want. Just keep with magazine ads for the time being, because we don't have a... About expanding your company and moving to a new office. You can visit the estate agent to rent a new office. No, thank you. Can't afford it. Cannot afford it. Once we get to about 250k, then we can probably see about hiring. And wow! Really? Really? I mean, most of the areas are actually pretty good. I mean, even though the UI's only got a 4, the thing, and it's not, the reason why it's not ready is because the UI isn't as, you know, as important to these types of games as the graphics are. So that's the reason why that's the case. That's unfortunate, but I think it will still sell. I mean, it's been on for a week now and it's only sold 400 units. This is not going to sell well. Shit. But yeah, let's have a look, see what new one we can pick now. So if we go for, I suppose we could try beat 'em up. We've got an adventure there, but let's do a turn-based strategy for the... Oh, okay, we've got a couple of choices here. We can go for the G64 with the PC. I think we'll go with the G64 for the time being. That'll do quite nicely. And we're going to go with, what should we call it? It's a turn-based game. Do I know any decent strategy turn-based games off the top of my head? Nope. So I'm having a bit of a blow moment. So let's call it, I don't know. Let's call it Ploppy Plop. Yeah, that'll do. Poo ploppy plop. That sounds great. People will definitely buy this game just because it's a really, really interesting title. Yeah, right. Okay, so turn-based game, it's going to need a decent UI for this, from what I remember. So it's going to need a decent UI. It's going to need some decent AI. UI and AI, yes. Decent gameplay. I think gameplay could probably go to 4. We'll go with the graphics. I don't think it needs decent sound. I think it needs content design. I can't remember, but let's go with that and see what happens. Let's go with it. Okay, so we don't want robots this time. Poo ploppy plop is going to be a. Should we have a medieval? Yeah, let's go for medieval. We don't need a great story. Let's go for 4K. Let's go with tons of violence, tons of explicit language, and a little bit of sexual content. This is the medievals, after all. So why not? Okie dokie. We got more research available to us, which we can't research just yet because we're busy making a game. Yeah. Once you actually start getting staff, management becomes a hell of a lot more important. You got to basically work around the time of training your staff up as well as making games, which can be pretty difficult to do, especially if you do what I did. Now, what I actually did was I actually got a game that sold a lot of copies, a lot of units, and I ended up making about 40 million off it, which was quite a lot. And I then realised, well, I've got enough for all these rooms and all these employees. That's what I did. I basically hired all my employees and got the rooms. But then I forgot how to train them, so I'm giving them all this training. I hadn't made a game in nearly a year, or over a year, and my money was dwindling down because I'd forgot that I had to train them up as well. So, you know, you just got to be careful with that. Okay, well, this was a medieval, wasn't it? I'm actually going to stick back with that one. There we go. Sweet. Let's see if we sell many units of this. I hope so. At least we're still making money now. You know, it's not a lot, but it's enough to keep us afloat. It's enough to pay for the costs, and enough to get us a full pack of tinnies. Maybe buy some lovely ale as well. There's no similar game on the market. Let's be greedy and go for $21. You know, I have a good enough reputation to look for a contract with a publisher. Now, I probably don't want to do this straight away. I would prefer to have a few employees before I start doing this. Wow, okay. It's a mediocre one now. It needed more AI. I've focused free on the AI though, but not really the level design. God damn it. I don't actually know that. It's because my AI isn't that great. Yeah, I've only got one. It's not even showing the AI number. Jesus Christ, I must be really bad at AIing. Okay, let's go with video. Sweet. That's gonna take 10 days. You might notice as well, the weekends don't count. The weekends have actually took off. I mean, it just makes sense. But you know, some people do work during the weekends, so I suppose it's just the way it is. Okay. Decent all around, not too bad, not too shabby. 2D graphics, yay! This might actually be, I don't know. Let's just have a look for the. I don't want to view estate agents. What the fuck? Oh, okay. We can't actually. I don't think we can accept the publishing contract until we got a few more employees under our belt. That makes sense, to be fair. Okay. So what we're gonna go for this time? Could go for another adventure game. What's the strong? There's no significant trend at the moment, so I suppose we'll just guess. Let's do a beat 'em up for the Commodore. Wow, the Commodore V's gone back up. Apparently, my game was so bad that the market share went down. Okay, sweet. Well done, Feng. GG. Okay. Beat 'em up. Let's call it Roads. You don't spell roads like that, you dumbass. Roads of Rage. There we go. Let's go with that. Roads of Rage. Let's have 2D. That's going to take a bit long. Well, actually, it looks like it's going to take the same amount of days, just 2D graphics. That's kind of amazing. Right, we need AI, gameplay, graphics, sound. Probably don't need brilliant UI. Level design, we're definitely going to need. I might actually focus more on the level design on this one. Yeah, and we'll go with the sound design. That might actually be pretty good. Might be onto a winner here. The current trend is Pharaoh. That's interesting. Do we go with that and change the name of our game later on, or do we stick with what we got? Do you know what? I'm going to change the name later. We'll have a bit of a story. I'm actually going to invest 5k into the story this time around. It's got to have violence, otherwise it's not a beat 'em up. It's got to have swearing in it, otherwise it's not a beat 'em up. Does it have to have sexual content in it? Of course it has. Otherwise it wouldn't be a beat 'em up. Okay. Now we just twiddle our thumbs while we wait for stuff to make. Yay. This is probably the worst thing about the game, in honesty. Just this waiting. You can't really do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once you've got more rooms and you've got access to other things, you can go about and do those instead. But when you're doing it, especially for AAA titles, some AAA titles can take up to a year to make. Imagine how monotonous that is if you're just waiting around twiddling your thumbs. It's the only problem. Maybe a mini game or something. Yeah, like to try and maybe, you know, get everyone, say, get a bit more efficient, like say 10% more efficient, and they put more into the game or whatever. Or maybe if you fail the mini game, maybe they'll lose a bit of thingy. Yeah, I'm using thingy again, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Just something just to make this a little bit less monotonous. Let's go with. Have we got a brawler type of? I don't think we have actually got a brawler type of picture. Oh, hang on, it's Pharaoh, isn't it? We need to change the name as well. Well, if it's a Pharaoh game, then maybe we should just go with one of the basic ones. It's not exactly Pharaoh, but let's go with that. It's a shame actually, because there's not really, even though it looks like there's a lot of icons to choose from, it doesn't seem like there's enough for each individual genre, which is unfortunate. Yay! We actually leveled up, which is sweet. We leveled up our game engine. Sweet. Okay, let's call it something else. Let's call it the Pharaoh. Oh god. Am I really not spelling Pharaoh right? Am I a dumbass? Fuck it, I'm just gonna call it Anubis. Anubis returns. There we go. I can't fucking spell Pharaoh. Jesus Christ. Oh god. You know what? That was a funny. That was the English was probably the best thing I did at school as well. I'll go an A in English. And yeah, I can't even spell fucking Pharaoh. That's absolutely hilarious. That's what beer does to you when you drink it. Nearly every day, your brain cells just go. Okay, Fengtastic comes up with another week. Wow, that's terrible. That is terrible bad. That might actually break the company. 38%. That's not gonna sell. It might be the only game in the thingy game, but it's not gonna sell. Look at that. Jesus. It's lucky it's selling that much. That's terribly bad. Okay, let's go with save engine. We're not doing well. We are not doing well. And it's showing that we're not doing well. Jesus. 25k. So we started with 10k and now we've got 26k. It doesn't make sense. Right, we need to make a game that we've already know how to make, and we need to make it better. So I'm actually going to adventure. Right now, I'm actually going to do this, but I'm going to pause. You can press space as well, sort of. Now I'm gonna see how the adventure one did, and then we're gonna actually work it out properly. So adventure, where's my adventure game? Oh, I haven't made an adventure. Wait a second, that's not. Oops, wrong one. Here it is. Right, adventure game. This did 64%. So the only thing that was a problem with that is content design. But the problem is it doesn't show my new things that I can work on. That's the problem. So if we keep what we had last time but work a little bit on the content design, that might be a bit better. Okay, I'm happy with that. So it'll probably show me what I used last time, but we need to work on content design. Let's go for the Commodore G thingy, and let's adventure. I can't think of a name for it. Let's randomize it. The Amazing Elites, Lucky Dragon. Yeah, let's call it Lucky Dragon. Why not? The game is going to be nothing about dragons, by the way. Game writing, content design, that was it. So we needed more content design. We've got more gameplay, graphics, sound, and leveled it. Oh, yeah, right. That could be the problem. Do we need a decent UI for this? Oh, actually, oh, it's showing me. That's actually really helpful. So even though I haven't actually done anything with that yet, it's actually showing me. Get rid of the sound design. We need it for UI, was it? Yeah, we need it for UI. About AI. AI doesn't really matter by the look of it that much. Sound. It doesn't seem like sound was that big of a deal. But we've already got sound design quite low. I suppose we'll take that off. Yeah, that was needed. Game engine, not really. Gameplay, not really. So I think we'll just go with level design on that one. And I suppose I could stick the sound back on. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how that works. Oh yeah, we need to unpause it. And the Windows is going down. See, this is what I don't get as well. Sometimes when you try and do certain things, it just goes, the Windows does. You know, it's as if it's running on something completely different than, I don't know. Can't explain it. You've already done an adventure game. No shit, Sherlock. Ancient. Let's do it about dragons because, you know, even though I said we wouldn't, let's just do it anyway. Violence, explicit language. Now, what I'm actually going to do... No, I can't, because we've already done this one before, so... Explicit language... There, yes, no. There, yes, no, there. Okay. Violence... People like violence. People like a lot of violence. As you can clearly tell. Okay. In Activision... just released an adventure game called Little Wonderland. In Activision doing adventure games? Unheard of. Infocom? What would Infocom be? I'm trying to think what company Infocom would be. I mean, obviously, as you can tell, a lot of the companies have been obviously misspelt wrong due to copyright reasons and stuff. But I'm trying to think what Infocom is. I don't know. It's called Discworld, which is kind of funny because there is a game called Discworld. I don't know. I really don't know. There is a strong trend for rally games. Okay, Lucky Dragon. Shall we randomise? Let's randomise it and see if we can get a decent one. Yeah, let's go with that one. Nice little horsey. Okay. Please, 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 please sell. Well, Anubis has just gone over 1,000 units. It's not enough to keep us afloat. In fact, we are now going drastically down. Awesome, you've just done your 10th game and earned some reputation. That's superb. Game is off the market. People didn't like it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's go with magazine ads again. And let's... Wow. There's 2 similar games on the market. I think one's mine, possibly. I don't know. Or maybe it just means on the market currently. That could be a thing. Ooh, Fantastic comes up with another quite cool adventure game. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yes! Get in there, son. 77%. I'm happy with that. Is it going to sell? Is the question. Well, we are in the first week and we've sold 500 units. So it's selling. It's not selling great, but it's selling. The Global Game Rating Association has been founded to combat the perceived growth in video game violence. So this actually yeah, 1983. I thought that was about right. Okie dokie. We haven't got no research to research, which is funky. Okay, come on, sell, sell, sell. Okay, it's not selling particularly well, but at least it's selling. At least we got our money back. Jesus Christ, we're having a problem. Ooh, RPG! I think this is a new genre we haven't actually tried yet, and we can do it for the PC. So, let's go with RPG for the PC. For the PC, the PC. Let's go with Fantasy Fart. There we go, Fantasy Fart. Sweet. Needs decent gameplay. It needs good graphics and good sound. Don't think it needs a good it needs a good UI, good level design, and good game writing, and probably script. I think that might do actually. That should do it. There we go. Well, it better do it. Our first RPG. These are the current trends. Rally. Well, I don't think we can do a rally RPG, although that would be pretty cool if we could do a rally RPG. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't think we can. This is going to be fantasy, so let's go with fantasy, and let's have a decent story. We need a decent story for... Okay, now as you can see, it's got the possible GGRA rating. Now, bear in mind, this is not set in stone. If you're doing it for a mature audience, and obviously, as you keep going further, it will eventually go to adults, and it will stay at adults. But if it's just borderline of mature and adult, some countries will not accept it, and it will actually get banned in some countries. So bear that in mind. So we're gonna go with mature. Obviously, there are some games that you want to keep. There are some games that you want to keep for everyone. RPGs, I suppose, could have been for everyone, but where, you know, we like our language, and we like our violence, and we like our sexuality. So yeah. Today Vega released their new platform, the SG-1000. Wow. Vega. Oh. That actually reminds me, my son's been playing that on the Xbox, the Sega Mega Drive collection. It's pretty cool. It's actually got quite a lot of the old classics, like it's got all the Sonics on. It's got all the Sonics. It's got all the Streets of Rage and all the Golden Axes. He absolutely loves it until he's stuck, and then he starts going mad and goes on a right rampage. It's pretty funny. We've now got world design. Now that's going to open another branch on what we can put into the game. I'm actually just going to hit the same box design because that's more fancy than anything else, so let's keep it at that. Now, we're just hoping that the reviews turn out good. Now, we're actually coming, yet we have sold 3,500 units, and we made quite a bit of profit off that. Not a lot, but it's good. And people really wanting more explicit language in that, though, and more violence. Sexual content, 98%. Good lord. Good lord indeed. Let's see how this goes. Okay. We need to get that UI up a little bit. Okay, fancy farts for the magazine ads. RPGs are going for $20. That's pretty nice. Let's go with that. There's no similar game on the market. Let's go for $21. Be greedy. That extra $1. We've got a review for it. No! Why does it say mediocre? Oh, because the game... I actually did put more on the game writing, so... That's a shame. That's a shame. Now, this is what I mean. Even though the game margin's all the way at the bottom, it's obviously had a major effect on the percentage. So this might not necessarily be right in the order it's in, which is kind of poo. But yeah, we need to focus more on their game. Again, it's for a mature. It's got a mature rating as well. But because it's the only one on the market, people are buying it. It's the only thing on the market at the moment, so people are actually buying that. And it's actually going to be some money. Wow. It's actually selling, even though it did terrible. Sweet. What's the trend? War games have died out, rally games have died out. There's no significant trend at the moment. Well, I'm going to put a cut in here, and I'll see you next time.